Hello students, this is the third video of the chapter the Delhi Sultanate which we are discussing. Out of 5 dynasties, we have already covered 2 dynasties, that is the Slave dynasty and Khilji dynasty. Today we are going to talk about the Tughluq dynasty. So, as per the council children, we have to only focus on the Muhammad bin Tughlaq, but still I'll be giving you a little reference of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, who was the founder of the dynasty. Okay, and just one or two line about Firoz Shah Tughlaq as well. Okay, so first Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. So as we can see, the Tughlaq dynasty ruled from 1320 to 1414 in Delhi, and the founder of the Tughlaq dynasty was Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. What was special about him? He built a city from 6 kilometers east of Delhi with a fort, okay, and more defensible against the Mongol attack. He made a fort which was uh, very powerful, or rather I would say very strong enough to see the attack of Mongols, okay, and called it as Tughlaqabad. So as it belonged to the Tughlaq dynasty, so definitely he called that particular place, particular fort as Tughlaqabad. Okay, so that was the speciality of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. Then he put down the revolt of Ghiyasuddin Bahadur in Bengal. Okay, and when Ghiyasuddin Bahadur, when he defeated him, and while returning from that place, to celebrate his victory, he organized a big ceremony. Okay, and that ceremony was organized in Bengal. In year 1325, there was a collapse of a wooden pavilion. Okay, so it is told that a wooden pavilion huge was created, pavilion kind of a structure, uh, made kind of a palace and fort, temporary kind of a structure was made. And when he was returning from Bengal after the defeat of the king Ghiyasuddin Bahadur, he wanted to celebrate his victory. So he led the people make this wooden pavilion for him. And when this celebration started, so it is told that whole of the wooden pavilion came down, and due to this burden of the wooden pavilion, the Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, he died because he met with an accident, because the wooden pavilion broke out and he was under it, and therefore it is told that he died in that incident only. But according to some of the historians, it is believed that it was not an accident, rather it was a conspiracy which was hatched by his own son Jona Khan. So overall, some historians believe that it was an accident, and some historians believe that it was a conspiracy which was against of the Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, which was led by his own son Jona Khan. Okay, so now Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq is only or was only the was also known as Jona Khan. Okay, so the one who killed his own father was known as the Muhammad bin Tughlaq when he got the throne. So he succeeded his father in 1325 under the title of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So when he got the throne, then he was known as Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Ibn Battuta was a traveler from Morocco. Okay, he was a very great scholar. He came to India and was appointed as the chief Qazi of Delhi by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, and when he came to India, he was appointed as Qazi, and he wrote lots and lots of details about Muhammad bin Tughlaq and how he ruled, what was his social condition, political ways of rule, or the environment around the city. Everything was noted down in detail by the scholar. So therefore, we get lots and lots of information about Muhammad bin Tughlaq in our Indian history. Then historians call him as a mixture of opposites. Okay, and he was also known as wisest fool. Yes, it sounds very funny. Yes, wisest fool, a person who was wise and also, and who was a big fool even. So he was the combination of both. They believe his projects were well conceived but poorly executed. So why this person who was a very great, it is known that he was a very very wise person, but still he is known as fool. Why? Because some of the historians believe though that his whatever decisions he used to take or whatever planning he used to do, he was very wise in that, but while executing those plannings he was very very weak enough, or he was unable to implement those policies whatever he used to make. So there are some of his policies which we are going to discuss and which proves that he was a wisest fool. Yes. So first is taxation in Doab. Doab is a region which lies in near the Ganga region, okay, where the river Ganga flows, and as we know, the where the river Ganga is there, that area is very very fertile. So if the land is very fertile, so definitely the crops will be grown good, and the production, if the production will be good, then definitely people will earn profit also more. So this was the policy of the king, that he decided to tax that particular area more because they were earning more, so he wanted to tax him also more. So definitely this concept was very very good, but when he decided that timing was wrong, because the time when he decided that he is going to take the double taxes from the area of the Doab region, at that time the area was suffering from famine. That year it was a crop failure, so people were not able to eat, even people were not able to have the basic need at that time, and that particular time only he decided to take the double taxation from them. So that was a big failure of his policy or planning which he has done, due to which many people have suffered a lot. Many ran away to forest and they were not able to pay the taxes, starving was done, and people suffered a lot for this, okay. Then another thing, that is the shift of capital. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, he decided to shift his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. Okay, so he wanted to shift his capital. Why? Because he thought that it will be good to administer from Daulatabad because it was centrally located, and there he would be safe more from the Mongol invasions also. So therefore he thought to shift his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad. Okay, so, and so in some of the books, children, in place of Daulatabad you will find Devagiri also. Both are correct. Okay, Daulatabad and Devagiri, it's just the same name. Okay, so what he decided, that to shift the capital. So planning was good. Now what was wrong in it? When he decided to shift the capital, so in spite of taking his own officials and some royal people and officers and soldiers, what he did, he announced that whole people of Delhi are going to shift to Daulatabad. So isn't it funny thing? So if a person, if I give you an example, if I ask any of you that your parents, like one of your parent gets transferred to a particular place, maybe Nagpur, okay, so if you have to shift from Gorakhpur to Nagpur, okay, so will you, or are you going to take whole of your locality along with you, or whole of your Gorakhpur along with you, or just you and your family will move away? So answer is very simple. Definitely you and your family will go away in spite of taking whole of your locality and whole of your city, right? So this is what the mistake was done by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He shifted whole of the people of Delhi to Daulatabad, and later on when he reached to Daulatabad, on the way almost when they were about to reach to Daulatabad, then he realized that it will not be good for him to rule from Daulatabad to uh, to the areas of northern areas, northern part, northern provinces. It will be very, very difficult for him to rule from there. So again he reordered to shift whole of the capital from Daulatabad to Delhi. So such a blunder he has done, that once he did announce to shift whole of the capital from Delhi to Daulatabad, and then again he announced all the people to shift back from Daulatabad to Delhi. So here the people were having lots and lots of sentimental issues. They were very, very disheartened by the rule of the king. Okay. Then the third mistake what he did, that was the introduction of token currency. So there was no fault in it, in introducing a token currency, as he wanted to, some of the historians believe that he wanted to um, win some of the places, so therefore he needed some money. So due to which he announced the token currency, because he was exchanging the token money, the coins made up of brass and copper, with the coins made up of silver. Okay, so some historians believe that this was the reason, and some historians believe that there was the shortage of silver coins. Therefore he announced the introduction of token currency. Okay, so the announcement was good, fair enough, but the mistake again, what mistake he did, though he announced the token currency to be exchanged with silver coin, and but he forgot to put an official sign on the uh, mark on the currency which was produced, which was manufactured. Okay, so here the, as we know, brass and copper is commonly available in our houses. At that time also it was very commonly available in the houses of the people, and people started minting the coins at their home itself, like they started making the coins itself at their home. So definitely loss of economic, there was a great economic loss which royal treasury has faced, due to which, and again it was one of the blunder which Muhammad bin Tughlaq has done. Then Khorasan expedition, as he wanted to conquer this place in Central Asia, and he wanted a big army, a big soldiers, army of soldiers. So he tried to please the soldiers, as he gave the 1 year salary in advance to the soldiers. But later on again he decided not to do the expedition, because lot of problems will be faced by the soldiers in later on, and lots of consequences will be there. So therefore he decided not to do this expedition. So again economic loss. So lots and lots of mistakes he had done, therefore he is known as the wisest fool. Then Muhammad bin Tughlaq's domestic policies were good, but due to the faulty implementation measures, they failed. Then the decline of Delhi Sultanate is claimed due to his hasty decision and defective policy implementation. So as I've told you in the beginning only, his policies were good but defective. Why? Because the implementation was not good. Rather, I would say proper homework was not done by him. Like the time when he was going to announce the double tax in Doab region, he could have checked what is the present scenario, what is the present situation of that place, and then he would have announced, or would have stopped that year. Maybe the next year he would have announced, when famine would have not been there. So like this, many policies could have been implemented well if he would have worked down on more, or must have thought of more before doing it. Therefore we always tell you, all children know, we think before we do, or think before we speak. Now once we do anything, we cannot change it back. So this is what we learn from Muhammad bin Tughlaq, that we should always plan before we do anything. Okay, preparation and planning is very, very important. Now we see Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Firoz Shah Tughlaq was the last ruler of this dynasty. Okay, and Muhammad bin Tughlaq was succeeded by Firoz Shah Tughlaq, and then after Tughlaq we see another dynasty. We have seen slave, Khilji, Tughlaq, and now Sayyid dynasty. Okay, which we will be discussing Sayyid and Lodi dynasty in the next video. Thank you, children.